In today's video, we are going to look at a special branch of mathematics called business arithmetic. Now, what is business arithmetic? Someone to write down the definition of business arithmetic. Pause the video and you write down the definition, and we see mine later. Welcome back. Business mathematics or business arithmetic is a branch of mathematics used by business personnel, for example, bank managers, tellers, producers, wholesalers, consumers, and to record and manage business operations. Therefore, they are going to borrow our mathematics. They use it to record and manage their operations. To have the competency, the learner understands and applies business arithmetic. Therefore, you are expected as a learner to understand. After understanding, you are expected also to apply business arithmetic, not only in mathematical computation, but also to business world. Now we have the learning outcomes, and we are saying learner describes and calculates profits, losses, discounts, interests, commissions, insurance, and expresses them as a percentage. What do we mean? After you understanding business arithmetic, you are expected to describe it. After describing it, you have to calculate profits, losses, discounts, interests, commissions, insurance, and express them as a percentage. Well, let us start with profit and losses, or profit and a loss. Now, before we calculate the profit and the loss, we have to define these two keywords. The first word is CP and the second word is SP. Now, CP is the cost price and SP is the selling price. The question is, what is a cost price? Someone to define cost price. Someone is saying that cost price is the amount of money paid by the retailer to purchase an item. Good. A cost price, student, is the amount of money paid by the retailer to either a wholesaler or a producer. Is that okay? And the selling price is the amount of money that the buyer pays to the wholesaler to buy a product. What do we mean? The selling price is the amount of money paid by the consumer to either the retailer or the wholesaler or the producer. But this selling price in this context is going to be the final price. Now you have cases to consider. Case number one. Case number one, when the cost price is greater than the selling price. What do we mean? When, for example, I buy a kilogram of sugar at 4,000 Ugandan shillings and I sell it at 3,500 Ugandan shillings. What does that mean? Cost price is greater than the selling price. Therefore, the retailer is going to make a what? A loss. And how do we calculate a loss? We calculate a loss from the formula. Loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. Case number 2. When the cost price is less than the selling price. What do we mean? Suppose a retailer buys a kilogram of sugar at 3,500 Ugandan shillings. Afterwards, he sells that kilogram of sugar at 4,000 Ugandan shillings. What does that mean? The cost price is less than the selling price. Therefore, the retailer is making a what? A profit. And how do we calculate a profit? Profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Is that okay? We are saying that we calculate a loss from the formula. Loss is equal to cost price minus selling price, and we calculate a profit from a formula. Profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Let us jump straight into today's examples. Example number 1. Sekate bought a book at 4,000 Ugandan shillings and sold it at 6,000 Ugandan shillings. Full stop. Calculate the profits made. Is that okay? Now the cost price is 4,000 Ugandan shillings and the selling price is 6,000 Ugandan shillings. What does that mean? CP is less than SP. Therefore, Sekate is making what we call a what? A profit. And we said that we calculate a profit from the formula. Profit is equal to selling price minus the cost price. Is that okay? And the profit is equal to what is SP? The selling price is 6,000 Ugandan shillings. How about the selling price is 6,000 Ugandan shillings and the cost price is 4,000 Ugandan shillings. What is the difference? The difference is equal to 2,000 Ugandan shillings. Therefore, after buying a kilogram of sugar at 4,000, for example, from a factory or a wholesale, Brian sold it at this amount, and afterwards he made these profits. Good. Example number 2. Rachel bought an item at 1 million Ugandan shillings and sold it at 800,000 Ugandan shillings. Part A. State whether Rachel made profits or losses based on your observation. Is that okay? Now, we have to first observe the cost price and the selling price. Afterwards, we deduce whether Rachel made a loss or a profit. Let us write the cost price. The cost price is what? 1 million Ugandan shillings. How about the selling price? The selling price is 800,000 Ugandan shillings. Now what do we see? Is cost price less than selling price? Yes. Someone is saying yes. Cost price is greater than a selling price. Therefore, Rachel is making what we call a what? A loss. Is that okay, student? Tugamba nti Rachel yagula eyo item oba commodity eyo kuzino sente n'amala n'agitunda emitwalo 800. Kitegeeza ki? Sente ze yagula ekyo ekintu ziri waggulu ku sente ze yakitunda. Kitegeeza Rachel akola loss. That was a by the way. Now we have to calculate a loss. Remember we said that we calculate a loss from the formula. Loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. Therefore, a loss is equal to 1 million Ugandan shillings minus 800 Ugandan shillings. Is that okay? Therefore, the loss is equal to, get for me the final answer. The loss is 200,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, some people of Uganda tugambye nti tufuna loss okuva mu formula eno, cost price minus selling price, of which cost price is the sente ze yagulirako ekintu, selling price ze sente ze yatundiraako ekintu. Olumaze okucalculatinga oba ne tukwata emitwalo 8 tujawula ku kakadde, tukizudde nti yakola loosi ya mitwalo 2. Example number 3. Example number 3. Faith is Bekalen received 3,276,000 yesterday, but used 2,366,000 Ugandan shillings on expenses such as wages, food, and materials. Full stop. Calculate the total returns and. Now, before calculating a return, we have to first understand what is a return. Now, when they tell us to calculate a return, there are other words telling us to either calculate a profit or a loss. Is that okay? A return can be either profit or a loss. Is that okay? And we calculate a return from the formula. Return is equal to earnings minus expenses. Is that okay? So now a return is equal to, what is the earning? 3,276,000 Ugandan shillings minus, what is the expense? It is 2,366,000 Ugandan shillings. Therefore, calculate for me the the profit or the return. 3276 zeros minus 2,366,000 The return is 910,000 Ugandan shillings. Is that okay? And it is a profit because the earnings are greater than the expenses. Is that okay? The amount of money earned after selling the produce is greater than the amount of money that was injected in the production process. Now let us look at how we can express profits or losses as a percentage. Now we are saying that we express profits or loss as a percentage using the formula below. Part A. If we want to calculate percentage profit, we use the formula. Percentage profit is equal to profit out of the cost price times 100%. Is that okay? We calculate percentage profit from the formula. Percentage profit is equal to profit out of the cost price times 100%. Part B. If we want to calculate the percentage loss, we calculate it from the formula. Percentage loss is equal to loss out of the cost price times 100%. Good. Examples. Henry bought a television set at 900,000 Ugandan shillings and sold it at 645,000 Ugandan shillings. Full stop. Calculate part A, loss, part B, percentage loss. Remember, we said that we calculate a loss from the formula. Loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. And the loss made were equal to 900,000 minus 645 what? Thousand. And the difference is, get for me the answer. Yes, I'm waiting for the answer, please. The loss is 255 what? Thousand Ugandan shillings. Part B, they want us to calculate the percentage loss. Remember I said that percentage loss is equal to loss out of the cost price times 100 what? Percent. And percentage loss is equal to, our loss was Ugandan shillings 255,000 out of what is the cost price? The cost price was 900,000 Ugandan shillings, then times 100%. Is that okay? So these 3 zeros will cancel with that, these 2 zeros will cancel with that, and we shall remain with 255 out of the 9, and it is in percentage. Get for me the final answer. The final answer is 28.3 recurring percent. Is that okay? So we started by saying loss is equal to cost price minus selling price, and we calculated that loss as 255,000 Ugandan shillings. Part B, percentage loss is equal to loss out of cost price times 100%, and after calculating we obtain the final value as 28.3 recurring percent. Example 5. Natasha bought a dozen of skirts at $115.4 and sold them at $131.9. Full stop. Find part A, profits in US dollars, part B, percentage of these profits. Now, remember we said that profits is equal to selling price minus cost price, and they've told us to calculate these profits in US dollars, therefore we are not going to convert them to Ugandan shillings. By the selling price of these skirts were $131.9 US dollars, and the cost price was $115.4. Therefore the profits made were 16.5 what? US dollars. Is that okay? Now I want to calculate the percentage profit, and we say that percentage profit is equal to profit out of the cost price times 100%. Is that okay? Therefore percentage profit is equal to $16.5 out of what is the cost price, that is $115.4 times 100 what? Percent. Therefore percentage profit is equal to 14.3 percent, is that okay, to 1 decimal point. Another example, that is example 6. Irene bought a calculator at 35,000, comma, after some time she sold it and made a profit of 30%. Full stop. Calculate the part A, profits made, part B, selling price. Is that okay? Now, this one is tricky. They are telling us to first calculate the profits made, then finally the selling price. But remember, we calculated the percentage profit from the formula. Percentage profit is equal to profit out of the cost price times 100% and the percentage profit is given us as 30. Is that okay? And is equal to, we need the profit, but we have the cost price as 35,000, then we are going to multiply it by 100. Is that okay? So we are going to multiply both sides by 35,000. We multiply both sides by 35,000. Is that okay? So this one will cancel with that, and we shall have 1, 2, 3 zeros times 30, and everything is equal to 100 P. Afterwards, we are going to divide by 100. So this one will cancel with that, and the profit will be equal to 35000 times 30 divided by 100. Therefore, the profits made were equal to 10,500 Ugandan shillings. Is that okay? Now they want us to calculate the selling price. Remember, we said that profits is equal to selling price minus the cost price. Is that okay? We have the profits, we have the cost price, but we don't have the selling price. Therefore, we are going to make the selling price a subject. Is that okay? And how are we going to do it? We are going to transfer this cost price this side. Is that okay? So selling price is equal to profit plus the costing price, and the selling price is equal to, what is the profit? The profit is 10,500 plus, what is the cost price? The cost price is 3500. Is that okay? Now the selling price is equal to, what is the selling price? It is UBX 45,500. That is case 1. Case 2, we can calculate the selling price even without calculating profits. Is that okay? We can first calculate the selling price, afterwards we calculate the profits made. And how is it done? It is simple. We are going to say selling price is equal to 100 plus the percentage of profits out of the total percentage times the cost price. What do we mean? The selling price includes the percentage of the profits and then the 100% out of 100 times the cost price, and the selling price is going to be equal to SP is equal to 130 out of 100 times 3500. Is that okay? So these two zeros we will cancel with that, and we shall have selling price is equal to 130 times 35 and 0. Therefore that is equal to 130 times 350. So the answer is 45,500, which is equal to that. Is that okay? Now we want to calculate the profits. Remember, profits equal to selling price minus cost price, and the selling price for this case is 45,500 minus what is the cost price? The cost price is 35,000, and the difference is 10,500, which is the same as that one. Therefore, it is upon you to pick the formula or the method which is easier for you, and you get the required solutions. The last example. Okot bought a pair of shoes at 30,000 Ugandan shillings, full stop. When he lacked food, he sold it to his neighbor at 22.5% loss. Calculate part A, loss, part B, selling price. Is that okay? Now, remember we said that we can calculate percentage profit from the formula. Percentage loss from the formula. Percentage loss is equal to loss out of the cost price times 100 what? Percent. Now, we have the percentage loss, we have the cost price, but we don't have the what? The loss. Therefore, we are going to say 22.5 is equal to loss out of the cost price, which is 30,000 times 100. We are going to multiply both sides by 30,000. We multiply both sides by 13,000. This one will cancel with that, and we shall have 30,000 times 22.5 is equal to 100 times the loss. Afterwards, we are going to divide both sides by 100. Is that okay? This one will cancel with that. These two zeros will cancel with those two zeros, and we shall have 300 times 22.5, and that one is equal to the loss. So what is 300 times 22.5? The loss is equal to 6,750. Is that okay? Now part B, they want us to calculate the selling price. Remember, loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. We don't have the selling price, therefore we are going to make it the what? The subject. So selling price is equal to cost price minus the loss, and this is equal to, what is the cost price? It is 30,000 minus what is the loss? 6,700 and what? 50. Therefore that is Ugandan shillings 23,250, which is less than the cost price. Now we can use case 2. Let us write it up. Case 2, we are going to say selling price is equal to 100% minus the percentage of the loss, which is 22.5 out of 100% times the cost price. Is that okay? Remember, a loss is a reduction in what? In the cost price. A loss, there is a reduction in the cost price. That's why you are going to say that selling price is equal to 100 minus the percentage of the loss out of 100. And we said that for the profits, we say selling price is equal to 100 plus because there is an increment. But for the loss, we subtract. Is that okay? Therefore, selling price is equal to, what is 100 minus 22.5? That is 77.5 out of 100 times, what is the cost price? It is 30,000. Is that okay? Therefore, we shall get 77.5 divided by 100 times 30,000, and the selling price is equal to 23,200 and what? And 50, which is equal to that value. Is that okay? And we said that if we want to calculate the loss, we say loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. Therefore, loss is equal to, what is cost price? How about the selling price, which is 23,200 and what? 50. Therefore, loss is equal to the loss is, someone to get for us the value, it is 6,700 and what? And 50, which is equal to this loss. Finally, we have some trial questions below. Please, students, work them out and you put them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share the video for more about mathematics. Goodbye.